And today we celebrate our 21st program. So we're 21 today, doing okay so far. Hope you're enjoying the series of techniques and episodes that we're producing. Right now we're going to look at another of the supplementary drills, a much more famous one in some respects. People are more aware of this one, and that is the drill we call Laap Sau. Laap Sau literally means to push off or ward off or to push away. Essentially it is just the Wu Sau hand, but instead of coming backwards as you're used to seeing it in the Tsun form, it's being used in the forward direction, demonstrating that the hands can work in both directions, and that applies to just about all the hands in Wing Chun. The Laap Sau drill is a derivative of Chi Sau in the sense that in Chi Sau you're doing a bong on one side all the time, so we're basically just taking that one Bong Sau out, turning the stance to match the angle of the hips when you actually use Bong Sau under pressure, and continuing the idea of if you do a Bong Sau, don't stop, don't stay. We say in Cantonese, Bong Sau But Lau. Bong Sau never stays. So if Gunduck has done a Bong Sau against my first initial attack, which you presume has happened here, he doesn't stay there. He immediately tries to get rid of my hand by using Laap Sau. His Wu Sau presses forward. He drops his elbow to line up his punch to get power from the stance. And I see the threat coming and feel the threat coming, so it prompts me to do a bong. My rear hand is in place in case this fails. He's latched onto me with his Laap Sau hand, and notice the angle of his wrist is bent this way, so now I can't push in. What's created here is basically a Fuk Sau hand with a slight variation on the angle, but that's now loaded. So if I remove my hand, that hand can come forward automatically. He's grabbing that way as opposed to grabbing this way with a flat hand, because if he has a flat hand, I can get out. I can effect an escape. But when he has this bent wrist position, if I try to get out, he can control me or he can hit me before I can get through to this center. Now, in the meantime, I've countered with a bong. My Bong Sau hasn't gone straight at him. As it's made contact with his arm, I've shifted him. I'm applying the concept of the Yi Bong, the shifting Bong Sau from the Chum Kill form. And as I've turned him away, that means his punch is now heading away from me. That's created an opening. If I didn't do that shift in the hip, there'd be no way to get in. So that little shift is very important. It creates an opening. By him hanging on, he's basically forced me to come down this side. He's taken away most of the possibility of me going that way, so this is where I go. I press his arm out the way, I load up my own elbow, and as his arm changes to protect him, it allows me to grab. And I'm grabbing with only 4 fingers. I don't want to grab with a thumb because he can get out of that by just twisting. I grab with 4 fingers. If he twists his hand, it doesn't bother me. I can still get out. That's the basic movement, and then we just build up the speed and the intensity. So it ends up becoming a very powerful 1-2. Bong, attack, bong, attack. And for him it's the same. Bong, attack, bong, attack. If we get tired on this side, we can change it by pulling our opponent into the other technique. And we can just keep changing it over and over, affecting the use of the core, the elbows, and the forward energy as usual. And at any time, the pressure is always there from the elbows, so if anybody makes a mistake, they're going to get hit, because the pressure is going to allow that elbow to come out straight away. So that's a brief introduction to the idea of Laap Sau. See you next time.